All right, Jeff Gordon, a four-time NASCAR champ. He's won here in Vegas before, but it's been 43 races since he hit the jackpot in victory lane. That's the longest winless streak of his career. And at age 37 years old, Jeff, he seems to be settling into fatherhood and maybe, Darrell, becoming, I don't know, an elder statesman sort of the sport?
Oh, yeah, you know, he does have a presence about him I think he hadn't had before. He's very calm, cool, and he's working really hard, and he wants to help his team win some races this year, unlike last year.
I mean, you and I didn't get to race, wheel to wheel a lot, other than the time I crashed.
I was just passing 24 car on the outside. It's just a shame when young people don't have enough respect for the people that are racing.
Don't go there. That was when you.
that was
in your rookie year.
I thought I'd bring it up before you did.
No, I wasn't going to mention it. And I don't mean to bring any negative, but we didn't win a race last year.
That's right.
As somebody that's had the success, I bet you never thought you'd go through a year and wouldn't at least win one race.
I'm more shocked that I've ever won one. I mean, I never take it for granted. Last year was a tough year for me, for us as a team, for me and my family. I mean, it's just pulling in so many different directions. And I feel like this year things are just seem to be lining up. And it's only 2 races in, but man, does it feel good.
Great run last week.
Thank you.
What was up with that? Where'd that come from?
I told you before the race started, that we were going to be good. I feel the best that I felt getting in and out of the race car that I have in a long time. It's not like I'm,
I was going to say,
training for an Olympics.
Is there a reason you feel better?
Yeah, no, and I've always known that. I've been lazy. I have been, but I don't want my team out there working as hard as they do, and us have the opportunity that we have at Hendrick. To go away because I'm not putting in the effort.
Here at Vegas, pretty hard wreck here last year.
Oh, and there goes Jeff. Jeff's in the inside wall, hard into the wall. Oh.
Maybe, I think you said maybe the hardest hit you've taken.
Definitely the hardest I've ever hit at that angle, because it was with that right front corner and took a lot of load, and things are moving inside that never had moved it like they did during that wreck. I'm confident they've made improvements. My job is to make sure I don't hit it. And I'm not even going to focus on it. I'm going to go out there and run our race. I think we got a great opportunity to get the finish that we were capable of getting here last year.
What's the plan? I mean, is there going to be a little Jeff we could put out there one of these days? I don't think that Ingrid's going to allow Ella to get out there and go racing.
We've recognized just how much goes into being a parent, especially at our age, and it's a lot. I think in the next year we'll probably start for
thinking about that
number 2.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me about Sesame Street.
Ella every morning. Elmo. She just wants to watch Elmo, all the time. And I got a call. Hey, would you like to do Sesame Street? I was like, heck yeah. So they did this whole script on a race, on a NASCAR race, but with worms. So it was called WASCAR. So I see the script and I'm like, it's funny, they got me as a commentator, but hey, cool.
Tryout.
It's a tryout. I'll try it out. Why not? And so I go in there and I'm talking to the writers and they're like, now, you're retired, right? And I was like, wait a minute, now I know why they made me a commentator. They thought I was retired.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, so I got a kick out of that.
If I say boogity, 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 what are you going to say?
I'm going to say wiggly, wiggly, wiggly. No, squiggly, squiggly, squiggly. Let's go worm racing.
I tell you, leave the announcing to you, right? Let him do the racing. But I've really enjoyed the interviews the last couple of weeks with Dale Jr. and Jeff. I mean, you're getting the side of these guys. I think people are appreciating.
My question is, who's next week?
Well, I don't know. We're working on it. But, yeah, I have enjoyed this totally, man.
Yeah,
it's been fun.
But the problem next week is you got to show up on time. Darrell, I know you're a busy guy, but he kept Jeff Gordon. Super G had to wait for you.
Oh, I'm ready. Whenever DW gets here, I'm ready. Yeah. Nope, that's not him. Holy cow! I tell you what, I can't remember the last time I did an interview where I was there before the interviewer.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, Chris, he does the same thing to us here in the hotel.
All right, so what did you tell him?
I didn't want to tell him I was out interviewing some guys that had won some races.
Oh,
but no. I was really, I couldn't get through in security. I didn't have my hard card with me.
You kid me because you care. Like, people don't know who you are.
Hey, last interview now with Jeff Gordon.
I'm just kidding, Jeff. That was just thrown in. I didn't write that.
All right, but when you get to this point, Darrell, a little later in the career, and you know you've been a champ before, there's only the desire. It's a different kind of struggle, isn't it?
But you know what? It's kind of like a rebirth for him. He's got his family now, and he's working out. He's trying to get himself in the best shape he's ever been in. I think it's going to be a good year for him. I think he's going to win several races this year.
And he's always comfortable on TV. I catch him with Regis and Kelly. Now he's got Sesame Street. If
he's a busy guy. He's got the winery and the driving.
That's right.
Yep. He's got a lot going on.
But I got to agree with you about the wins.
Yeah.
I think they're right around the corner.
It could be today.
Jimmie Johnson leads. Jeff Gordon, Greg Biffle, Tony Stewart, and Kyle Busch. No change in that front five as we come down for the restart. Completing caution flag number 8 for Eric Almirola. Green flag.
car, Jeff Gordon gets such a good run on the high side off turn 2 on these restarts.
He likes that race car. He likes it so much he thinks he's just going to drive it right past his teammate and take the lead off turn 4. Look at that thing go.
He gets a good run off turn 4,
got it.
and he will take the lead. Remember, he has 4 fresh tires. His teammate only has 2 fresh right side tires.
You know, one thing I'm noticing, Larry, and I think it's probably going to be a factor, or it already has been, turns 1 and 2 are shaded. That's going to give you quite a bit more grip in 1 and 2. The sun is beaming down hard on 3 and 4. Probably got a little bit more heat in that end of the racetrack, makes it a little bit slicker.
Jeff Gordon leads for the first time today. Jimmie Johnson has led 92 laps, more than twice as many as Greg Biffle, who's led 40.
And so not a bad plan.
It sounds like they're thinking that these engines problems are occurring as the guys go up through the gears, like on the starts and restarts and even leaving the pit box. Maybe they're over revving these things, damaging them going up through the gears. It sure sounds that way.
How about Jeff Gordon? He has now led 20,000 laps in his 17-year Sprint Cup career, and that's 7th on the all-time list.
Well, and there he is leading the race. And the other thing that's most impressive to me, he has won $100 million.
Yes,
that's impressive.
That would be a cha-ching when you're here in Vegas.
But Mike, you just said it. 17th season. I don't think we think that we don't realize Jeff Gordon has been here that long.
That kid?
That kid, or they used to call him Wonder Boy.
That's right. Dale Earnhardt tabbed Jeff Gordon as Wonder Boy, and it was a play on the Batman and Robin thing of Boy Wonder. But when Earnhardt said it, it didn't come out Boy Wonder. It came out Wonder Boy, and it stuck for quite a while.
It didn't come out that way because that wasn't the way he meant it.
Well, and Jeff more than lived up to the name.
Yes, he has.
But Matt Yoakum told the story earlier, and I think that just goes to show you how tenacious that race teams are. You've got 2 back-to-back races on the West Coast. You've got 1 car picked to run Auto Club Speedway. You have this car prepared to run Las Vegas. After they ran so well at Auto Club Speedway, Jeff, Steve Letarte, and even Rick Hendricks said, if y'all want to run that car at Las Vegas, we'll make it happen. The truck driver and Jimmie Johnson's spotter, Earl Barbin, came to Las Vegas, put this car in Brendan Gaughan's truck shop here at the Speedway. The crew flew home to get parts to service this car, flew back out here, and worked in Brendan's shop on Wednesday and Thursday, loaded her back up Thursday night.
You get an attaboy for that, but every time I hear that, I always remember what one of my famous car owners told me. Boy, that car ain't got a clue where it is.
That's no idea.
That's right.